the exact area. Tom Cornwell, friend, mutual friend, actually got back to us. And,
Here he is.
and, he got back to me before the
I've
meeting.
worked out already, Councilman.
And so, anyway, we know what to do, probably back to Matt.
Okay.
So we waited. Got him started that.
Okay, great.
Well, right from there.
All right. I'll give it a chance to get this here. This one.
Chance to get dressed.
Yeah. Still get organized over there.
The question is the camera rolling? That's my question.
You know, everybody's
Do you have play?
I'll wait for me.
Did you
If
call?
it's my time, you can start
You
with
did?
that.
No, I just want to
You
wait
always
so that
start
you're
somewhere else.
settled and you're not just populating.
No, I thank you though.
There's no
I
pressure.
appreciate it.
Without a mirror. Good job.
Yeah. You did it for a while.
Yeah, right.
Yes, you can go ahead, thank you
All
very
right,
much.
now we'll start. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay. Adequate notice of this meeting was provided to the Westfield Leader, advertised on January 9th, 2014. Notification was sent to the Star Ledger and prominently posted on the Municipal Public Bulletin Board and filed in the office of the municipal clerk, informing the public of the time and place according to the provisions of the Open Public Meeting Law, Chapter 231, Public Law 1975. I'd like to ask, before we get started, if everyone would please put their cell phones away, silence them, and please, if you must take a call, take it out in the hall, and to try and refrain from texting because it's distracting to the people around you. This evening, Mr. Guariello is absent. Do we have anything that, no?
No.
Okay.
He got ill in here from this meeting.
Oh.
Yeah.
Also absent this evening is Mr. Renaud, and he sent the borough attorney, the substitute borough attorney, Catherine Diacolomio. Did I get it right?
You did. That's pretty good.
You wouldn't think I would have difficulty with last name, it's the one that I have, right? Okay. Did Mr. Renaud send you anything along with you or no?
Nothing.
Okay. Want to make sure. So we can move into unfinished business. Ms. Ariana, do you have anything you'd like to comment about at this time?
Yes, I'd like to mention that I have a resolution, two resolutions deleted from the consent agenda. One is setting the reorganization date for January 2nd at 6 p.m. And the other one is setting a date for, oh, I'm sorry. We need to set a date for a training seminar for elected officials. I have that set up for December 3rd, so Wednesday. That'll have to be a special meeting.
Tina, can't do that one, that's the Chamber of Commerce holiday party.
They have it December 4th,
Nope.
the next day.
Nope, I have a meeting that night.
So the only two nights available, and did you take any training yet this year, Bill? Aside, on your own?
No.
So if we went to the legal,
I take 20 CUs a year, but not for this.
the one that we went to back in January or whatever, with the League Municipalities,
You went this
I-
January 14?
I did.
Okay, anybody who did that, then
I
you don't
believe so.
have to.
Right?
I thought you went last year.
Did we go, or was that last year? It might be blending.
I don't think anybody
feel like
went
I go every year.
this year. Well, you passed a resolution a couple years ago to
Yeah.
comply with best practices that you would take
That
training.
was this year, yes, you went this year.
Is that this year?
Yeah, so the three of you went, I went on my own,
I
so
think you
four
went
of us
last year.
went. Did you get a
I
chance to
think it
go
was
to one?
last year.
You didn't go to one and.
I thought I went every single year for that.
I think so.
Yeah, this-
No, this was this year. This is my second year on, and so I went twice.
You went twice, yeah, so that's, so you
And
did go.
I believe I go every.
Yeah, so yes, so four of us have gone.
Did you go this year? This is your first year on council?
Yes, so I went with
okay.
Mike.
Oh, yes, so that was
So
this year.
who
Who
did
did
go? Bill?
Sorry, guys.
No.
When you say those dates, I mean, why were those dates selected?
Because I had to
Somebody else?
set up a training seminar.
Right, I mean, so somebody
Those are
else
the
is
dates
coming.
they gave.
Those are the dates they have,
They run the training seminar. That's okay, I'll tell them tomorrow, I need some other dates.
other dates,
Don't make it December 2nd.
right.
That's.
What about the following week?
Monday.
No,
Yeah, it's getting
Tuesday,
closer.
December 2nd, that's, we're not available that day.
Right.
Okay, let me reach out for them tomorrow and maybe I can get like an online thing for the two of you to look at.
What's the time though? You're saying dates, but what's the
It
time?
would be, has to be, well, I don't have full council, so it's not a little flexible. Doesn't have to be a special meeting if you're allowed here. So let me see if I could, you know, I can see if I can get a webinar or something. Since most of you took it already. Okay. Let me work on that a little, all right?
Thank you.
And so the other thing is, and I didn't put it on the agenda, I apologize. So I got contacted from PSE&G to replace the light fixtures that are decorative lighting, you know, the black poles. They're gonna replace them with, there's 36 of them, they're gonna replace them with, they have 175 watt Hagerstown fixtures, they're gonna replace them with 85 watt LED Franklin Park fixtures. They look almost exactly the same. There's no cost to the borough, and it will save us $1,913.76 in electric bill annually. So I have a resolution authorizing me to sign this with PSE&G. So if anybody have any questions?
I think that's no
What
brainer.
prompted, yeah, it's great, so win-win, what prompted the proposal?
I think that, I mean, I'm just assuming PSE&G is, you know, pretty proactive in trying to reduce energy costs, so I think it may be.
And I actually, consequently, I found the letter that I had gotten when it was first proposed.
Oh, okay.
And that was one of the things that's in there, they talked about decorative lighting, I was
Okay.
just going through some stuff. So,
Yeah, so there's a resolution I prepared, it's not on the agenda, but I will read it at the end, that just authorizes me to sign this agreement to change those lights, and that's all I have.
okay, so that's it for you, right?
That's all I have.
Okay, no other business. All right, comments or matters for discussion from members of council, Council President Tarantino.
Thank you, Mayor. I just have one quick thing on, I didn't bring this up earlier, Tina, I apologize when we got the agenda because I was just reading it now. On item 14-289,
Resolution?
yes, I'm sorry, resolution 14-289, I think it's a typo because it says upgrade class patrolman to class A, but then on the therefore be it resolved, it says class B to class C,
Let me find it. What number is it again?
14-289. So it should say class B to class A.
Yes. And I will fix the resolution, thank you for noticing that.
So if you fix it now, it's, when we move it, it's not to be amended, right? As amended, it's just,
No, you don't have to do it as amended, I'll
You
fix the
fix
actual
it now.
document, yeah. It's fine.
and then we just move it
Yeah.
as normal,
It's just a
okay?
typo, it's not like a.
Yep, okay,
Right.
that's all.
Thank you for noticing that.
Sure, no problem.
Councilman Martin, you have anything tonight?
Not tonight, Mayor.
Councilman Matthews?
Not tonight, Mayor, thank you.
Councilman Yurchet?
Very quickly, Mayor, one item, in our last package was an invitation to attend the National Recycling Day ceremony they're having over at Garwood. And I wasn't able to attend the entire event, but I was able to speak to a person at the end, actually a number of people from Fanwood and also turned out to be a consultant who is, their firm actually specializes in reviewing municipalities, conducting audits regarding recycling and garbage and everything. So I have his card, I'm going to be inviting him to a future Streets and Roads Committee meeting. And I mention it because if this turns out to be something that's worthwhile, you know, we really want to analyze that, and we simply just have not been able to take the time, and nor to be upfront, we really have the expertise to do it. And if it turns out to be something that would be beneficial for the town in terms of cost versus benefits, it's something I will be recommending to finance, that perhaps we put some money in next year to hire firms to do this. And that's it there.
Councilman Petrozelli?
The only thing that I have, I don't know if anybody else is noticing that our mail is still coming very late.
Oh, yours is still?
Oh, yeah, I got mine the other night at 6:30. So, I mean, I know that you said you were full to answer.
I did, I called, I did, and they put me in touch with two gentlemen,
Okay.
at the Cranford Post Office who never seem to be at their phone. So I have tried calling them about 4 times, and I will do that again this week.
Right, it's just something that I'm still noticing.
Anybody else in any other section of town, or is it just?
I noticed the same thing maybe 2 weeks ago, around that same time of night.
What they do,
Six.
And one time I
I have
got,
no, I
I saw
haven't
tennis
seen it.
outside now.
one time I got my mail on a Saturday at 7 o'clock.
I think it was a Saturday when I saw that person.
All right.
No.
Yeah. 7 o'clock at night, I thought there was somebody like going in my mailbox.
I mean,
Do you
the fact
think-
that they referred me to Cranford.
Do you think there's any more, to follow up with Councilman Petrozelli on this, do you think there's any more that we could do so that our federal government doesn't forget us here in Garwood? I just, I fear that this is the start of something really bad. And if we could be vocal early in any way possible, I know with calling the office, that's good first step, but is there
I
more
wrote
we
a note,
can all do?
I actually wrote a letter.
Didn't Lance write him something too, Mayor?
Lance?
Lance sent some comment.
Like a
from Lance.
resolution should we
Yeah, they
do, or
sent
a
us-
collective letter?
They referred me to, I got a call the next day after I sent the email, because I did the letter and email.
Yeah.
And I got a call from them, with 2 people to contact, and then somebody called me from there as well with the same two, from the actual postal service with the same 2 names and phone numbers, and they're just never call, and then my phone number and whatnot. I don't know if they're having a whole lot of problems down there in Cranford, because as you know, the mail situation has been adjusted somewhat. I don't know, but I hadn't heard any more complaints, so
It's still
I
there.
thought maybe it had worked itself out, but it still hasn't, then I'll listen to it. No problem.
Councilman Tedesco, are you alluding to some type of letter
Like
or?
joint letter as a governing body, can we do that? Is there something that says we're all behind it, hopefully, if we are? Don't forget us over here in Garwood.
I don't know if I really want to talk to that postmaster, because I've noticed they all have like 3 or 4 different carriers,
Mhm.
and actually park the mail truck in the back of my building in the private parking lot. Never had that in the 32 years I've lived here before.
Mhm.
So,
If you strike out in there, let us know.
Yeah, yeah. No, I will. I'll let
At
you
the
know.
next meeting, okay.
Thanks.
I'll let you know. All right, so, that was that. Nothing else, Councilman? Okay. Councilwoman Tedesco?
Thanks, Mayor. I was just wondering if you could update us on the website, not the website, the Borough newsletter situation, since it's mid-November and no fall issue is out.
Well, you and I had spoken about it, and we kind of,
Right,
where it was too late to get an issue after the fall.
right,
So, I do have an editor,
okay,
and, we can start in December. I can send an email out and see if they can get one out
okay,
early winter.
okay. And I know we mentioned the previous 2 editors, bringing them in.
Yes.
Do you know when you'd be inviting them into the council meeting?
I'll invite them to the next meeting.
Okay.
Next meeting, so we're gonna give them I'll give them accommodation. It's already prepared.
At the next meeting?
Yeah. Talk to the new editor. See if we need 2 and they just need 1.
Okay.
All right. Anything else? Councilwoman?
Nope, that's it. Thank you.
Okay. That's it. there's anyone in the audience that wishes to address the mayor and council, please step to the microphone, sign in, state your full name and address, and please limit your comments to approximately 3 minutes or so.
How much time do I get?
Well,
Depends, you know,
depends if there's a rush.
people are storming the microphone.
Yes.
Really?
Yes, why?
Good evening. Joe Gold at 25 Second Avenue. First of all, I'd like to thank everybody after the last meeting we attended and who was involved in getting the digital speed limit sign put on Second Ave. It has helped to a degree. Not completely, you know, I saw yesterday morning, matter of fact, somebody flew through at 42 miles an hour. And as we were coming to the meeting now this evening, people heading east on Second Avenue came flying by. But it's, you know, a move in the right direction, I appreciate it. I know that there is still a study about 2-hour parking on Second Avenue and possibly Third, whatever. One thing I've noticed on Oak Street, if you're heading south on Oak, which means if you're coming from Second Avenue going to north, on the right-hand side, there is no restriction as far as 2-hour parking. There's a couple handicap spots, and there's spots closer to North Avenue, because I go to the gym every day. I noticed cars that park there, and they're out-of-town residents too. And on the other side, on the northbound side, they do have 2-hour parking. So I'm a little concerned, why just that one side, not the other, and why just that first stretch? Shouldn't it possibly be also expanded from Second to Third to deter non-residents from parking, you know, on our streets, our small little town, which is crowded enough, and use us for their commuter parking. Number 3, I'll be quick, I promise. I have a question, and then I'll explain why. If we're cleaning up leaves, I know there's no leaf pickup at the curb anymore, you know, with a machine or anything, you have to bag it, fine, I'm handling it. But I want to know the time you have after you get the leaves into the street before you have to bag them. Because last Wednesday evening, my wife had been out, and I was home, and I said, well, you know, it's not that dark. I'm going to take the leaf blower on wheels, and clean the leaves up. Make 2 piles in the street, which I did, and I had intended at that point to clean them up. But this past March, I had back surgery, so now I do so much, and if the back bothers me, I quit. So I decided I'll bag them Friday morning, so my wife can help me. Took recyclables out, because it was Wednesday night. Walking back into the garage, all of a sudden I hear, "Good evening," and it was Patrolman Lewis. Evening, officer, how you doing? Fine, blah, 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 a few greetings back and forth. Turns out some neighbor called to the police, complained because I blew leaves into the street. Yeah, I did blow them, they got to pick up the next morning. So my question is, you know, how long do I have?
I don't have an encounter.
You don't.
No.
You don't.
You don't
You don't.
blow them and bag them.
Yeah, I hate to say it, you know, you sound, you know, but yeah, you don't. You know. Blow them the other way. Leave them on your property, bag them from property. I hate to say that. but
Yeah, 'cause that was, couldn't believe that happened once.
Yeah.
Unreal.
Yeah, really.
I had all intentions of bagging them that night, you know, but then like I said, it was dark, and then the main thing, the back was getting sore. I said, oh.
Maybe, I mean, maybe if you had called and said, hey, you know, had an issue, I'm not leaving them out there, I know I have to bag them, but other than that,
I told,
you don't.
you know, Officer Lewis that my wife and I would get to them in the morning, and he seemed fine with that and all.
He didn't haul you away for, you know, a lot of effort tonight? Oh, yeah.
Really?
It's okay.
So that's it.
That's,
Right.
yeah, it's really, you're just not supposed to blow them in the street. I hate to say the neighbor was right, but the neighbor was right, and just, you know, blow the other way, put them on your lawn, and then bag them from there.
All right. That's what I'll do. Thank you very much.
Can I just, Mr.
Yes.
Cole, just to answer your question on the parking?
Sure.
Probably next meeting, myself and Mr. Councilman Petrozelli is on the parking committee, and next meeting, we will have a recommendation, or we will be presenting probably the findings of the parking committee, and we will be talking about those streets.
All right, great. Very good. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
To follow up about the parking though, You mentioned the one side of Oak doesn't have the 2-hour limit. Captain, do you have an answer to that at all now, or is that something that police or laws and license should look into as to why that is?
So it's been on the, where the blue ribbon is, that was time limit on for the residential
Right, the
side.
northbound side.
The northbound side was never,
Right, is there a special or particular
Before
reasoning
high
behind that, or?
it's just, since
Okay.
I've been here, that's the way it's been.
Okay, so which committee would look at that, Mayor? I mean, it's probably just a simple call to the chief and then a little discussion, but,
That's within the study. and
Is
the
it?
Parking
Okay.
committee's looking at that, and if we have a recommendation coming, and if council goes with our recommendation, all that's gonna be changed.
okay, so it covers Oak Street.
Covers those
Okay,
two.
all right, that's fine.
When I was still Councilman Slugo looked into that, and every time we went there, there weren't any cars parked there, so it was like a moot point at that point. But they were on one side, but not the other,
Okay,
so she had a lot of parking.
all right.
We gotta go back, I mean, this leaf bagging thing, this is not right. I mean, come on. This poor guy, his back is bothering, this is what I was afraid of, that's why I'm against the leaf bagging. We have senior citizens who may or may not be able to, we have people who may have a problem. We gotta allow it, I mean, you can't be an eco-Nazi here.
That's not eco.
Well, whatever it is, I mean, you can't, I mean, that's ridiculous, you can't give people a little more time. The cops showing up at somebody's house, I mean.
Well, one of the reasons we have to follow stormwater regulations that Trenton puts out, and they say you can't leave leaves in the street at all. Our ordinance mirrors theirs. It's not really, I don't think, even, we allowed leaves on the curb after they passed stormwater for like 5 or 6 years, but you had to put them out like this, like right when we were picking them up. And it still violates their regulations.
Okay.
And that's why we,
I said at some point, there is a poll number that has to be done. Okay, any other public comments? There being none, we'll close the public comment portion of the meeting. That was quick.
You really?
Everybody has the action?
Wanna go right into it?
Just want to take a 5-minute break.
Okay, you want
5
to-
minutes.
Bruce is in there, that's why it was quick.
Yeah.
Well, not-